Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I say channel y'all because I do upload this stuff on my YouTube channel, as well as my Facebook page. That's why I have to say channel. Anyways, I have a word. Um, I have a good old word. I'm hoping that it does not carry long. Why I can be winded when it comes to the Lord. So, um, but today's topic, today's word is basically being faithful even in uncomfortable situations. I do have tons of notes. Yes, and believe it or not, I just wrote all this stuff down right before I started filming this. Um, I feel like it's a good word. It's one that I have been having to walk myself. Like I've been walking this situation. I've been walking a long time, but like fully walking in it this year alone. So, but we're gonna go ahead and dig deep down into this word. I want to start by saying like we all get put in uncomfortable situations. Sometimes we are aware that we're about to walk into those situations, and sometimes we just get put in them. And the uncomfortable feeling or whatever, sometimes it can show in your face or whatever. And so I know this year alone, like I've been dealing with a lot of un- uncomfortable things. Um, and I'm here to tell you, y'all, God, God will take He will take your uncomfortable situation and turn it around on the people that made you uncomfortable. Mark my word. Mark my word. It always happens because, you know, it is what it is. You reap what you sow. Like when you do things that is not of God, or when you do things that to people, believe that you're gonna get it back. Like it is what it is. You're gonna get dealt with. Put it like that. And when you do things to people who have surrendered to God and they on the right, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, y'all. I'm not perfect. But I've seen a difference since I surrendered to God. I've seen a major difference in God moving. Like, he do things. But the way he do things when you surrender, like he be like, oh, okay, you moving like that. It make you feel like that sometimes when you see God move. That's why I'm like, oh no, I'll let God deal with it because He can do a whole lot better than me. So I've noticed like I pick up on things, and I told y'all in another video that I am very observant. I look even like I could just pick up on people, even just looking at. Now, they ain't got to be right here. Somebody can show me a picture, and I could just sense. I can sense things, right? So let's just say that is true. um, that He will definitely take your feeling of discomfort or being uncomfortable and put it on the people that made you uncomfortable. It's a hard walk. It's a hard walk. Walking when you got to deal with, you got to sit in the midst of being uncomfortable. Um, and but sometimes you don't have to put yourself in that position, but you also don't want to um how could I say? You don't want to be, you know what, at this point I don't care what people think. If I feel like I'm about to be in an uncomfortable situation, I ain't going. Or if I feel like, if God has told me don't go, don't go. I don't go. If God, like, He has spared me. He has spared me some a good bit, a lot this year. He has spared me, but it's very hard to walk in the shoes, being uncomfortable, and you going through stuff in your life, And then when you going to try to get out to have fun, and you put in an uncomfortable situation, or somebody's judging you, or trying to nitpick every little thing about you, like that it makes you feel uncomfortable and makes you feel like what did I even come out. That's part of even being an introvert. Like, it's a lot of times you go out and you realize why you don't go out. It's somebody that's gonna make you feel like, oh yeah, I should have just stayed in the house because this ain't for me. But it's the hardest thing to walk in. But when you walk it filled with the glory of God, He will put you in perfect peace. And I noticed that too. Like, when you walk in and you got the glory of God in you, God will put you in perfect peace. He will be like, He will have you sitting there. You could be amongst your enemies, and He will have you in perfect peace sometimes. But that's all too about making sure that you walking by faith as well. Like, if you go in knowing God got you, you got faith in God, knowing that He's gonna keep you calm in uncalm situations. He's gonna keep you at peace when your mind is wandering and your anxiety is trying to take over. Like, He will put you in perfect peace. And it takes faith. It all starts with your faith. And, walking with that faith. Like, because look, listen, the devil is bold these days, y'all. The devil is bold. And while the devil thinks that he has the upper hand in things, like, God is in the midst of turning things around for His good. And I have that's like a testimony in itself. Like, he be behind the scenes. Just when you think God ain't working for you, He sit up there and plop something in your lap. And you be like, oh man, you sitting up here stressing, or you might be thinking like, man, God, where you at? I need you. And then all of a sudden, bam, something happened. And you like, oh, that's where you was. That's what you were doing. Like, but it's all about having that faith. It all starts with faith. It all starts with your faith and trusting and believing in God. Because at this point in time, y'all, the devil ain't, I've said this before, the devil don't just have, he ain't red and he ain't got no horns. The devil could be looking just like a normal person, dressed up just like regular people, somebody you might know, somebody you might love. The devil is using anybody, and he's using mainly the person that he's using is somebody that you love, or someone you least expect. So you got to pay attention to that, but trust and believe that God is in the midst of turning things around. So, one thing I will tell you to pay attention to, like, even when you're put in an uncomfortable position, because when the people that the devil uses, like, when their spirit isn't right and their heart isn't clean, it eventually starts to show up in how they move and how they look. So that's why ask God to allow you to see with your spiritual ears. I'm going to keep on saying that. See with your spiritual eyes and hear with your spiritual ears. I'm going to keep on saying it. I'm going to keep drilling it in your head, because that's very important. Now, it's important, period. But the way that the world is working and how things are going on in the world, you really need to see. You really need that spiritual discernment, and you really need to be able to see with your spiritual eyes. I'm telling you, it's life changing. It's life changing. And those people, they start to expose themselves and they don't even realize it. Like, and I said the devil isn't hiding anymore. He's got people out here out in the open, standing in the center of attention, like the Tin Hut. Like, yes, the devil is really using people. And they be the center of attention. But me, personally, I am good with being a soldier for the Lord. I will always be a soldier for the Lord. So the devil, you are a liar. You will not use me for nothing. Understand that? He always takes what the enemy meant for evil and turn it into good. It always happens. Even when they think they done got away with it, bam, it's going to slap them right in the face. Like, you thought you were getting away with that? Oh, no, I got something for you. So you got to be careful how you move in life. Things will always come back to bite you in the butt. Just when you think, oh, you got it going on and all this, and you living a life or whatever. If you ain't doing it right, if you ain't doing it according to God, if what you got or what you're doing was given to you in a deceitful way, or you're doing it to be evil, you gotta know that's gonna come back on you. Come on. If you don't know that's gonna come back on you, something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. That's why it's like, just it don't cost nothing to be kind. It don't cost nothing to be kind and to just be humble and know that when you're not, it's gonna show up. You're gonna reap what you sow, regardless. But just know that through your faithfulness, God is working things out. He is moving in a way that only He can. All it takes is faith the size of a mustard seed, y'all. It don't even take a lot. Like you. But I got so much faith in the Lord. Let me tell you, man. And if you ask me, how do I remain faithful? I would simply say, because I know who I am and whose I am. It's not easy, but the moment I start to forget, God always wills me back in. And okay, you can ask me, like, how do you know who you are through God? Like, how do you know? He will show you through the midst of your storms or what you're going through. Like, He will help you see who you are through Him. So who am I? Like, okay, so a lot of you call me Tiff. So many people know me. They call me Tiff. They call me Tip. They even call me Nicole. Some of them call me by my middle name. I've been called all the above. I rarely get called Tiffany, which is my name, right? I rarely get called Tiffany. And through my walk with God, I got an understanding that, yeah, we're given a name by our parents when we're born. But then there's also, God gives you a name. And so through my walk with Him, I was wondering, like, what is my name, God? What's the name that you have for me? And so it dawned on me, like, Tiffany Nicole, that's who you are. That's who He called you to be, Tiffany Nicole. Amazingly enough, my mom named me Tiffany Nicole, and Tiffany means manifestation of God. Nicole means victory of the people. It's clear as day that my name is Tiffany Nicole. It ain't Tiffany. It ain't Tiff. I am not no Tip. I am Tiffany Nicole. I am the manifestation of God. I am God, the manifestation of God, and I have victory over the people. I have victory. Like, God is telling me now, like, you got victory. You got this. You got everything that you're going through. You got victory over it. And it was all in my name all this time. Had I looked up what the meaning of my name meant all this time, I might have been a whole lot, I might have had faith a little bit more. Everybody don't mean like, stuff like that. But it just so happened that my first and middle name had power behind it and had a true biblical meaning. So that goes to show me that God didn't have to give me no name. I already got a name. My mama gave me the name that God seen fit for me. Tiffany Nicole. I am the manifestation of God. He is using me. He chose me. And ever since I figured that out, I'm like, girl, all these years. And you know what? I've never liked nobody calling me Tiff. Never. I never said anything, but I ain't never liked nobody calling me Tiff. So if you call me Tiff, don't feel bad. I never voiced it, so y'all wouldn't know. But yes, I don't even like when people call me Tiff. I basically, when you look at me, you think of the manifestation of God's victory. Like, it's all about to play out. All this struggle that I've been through, the manifestation of God's victory is about to play out. Tiffany Nicole is about to play out. The true, the woman of God that I am, Tiffany Nicole, you're about to see the manifestation of God through me, of God's victory. Like, it's plain as day. It's clear. Like, God is about to do some big things. And he chose me to help be that person to show his victory, his grace, his mercy, his glory. And I'm so grateful. Like, it's a good feeling. But he helped me see who I am through his eyes during my struggle. All these years that I've struggled, all these years I've been hurt, everything, all of that was not in vain. It was not in vain. And he showed me that I am more than what man says that I am. I am Tiffany Nicole and nothing less. Tiffany Nicole. I am a living testimony of what surrendering your life over to God and having faith even through the storms can do. And the best thing is, it's just getting started for me. Y'all ain't seen nothing. You really ain't seen nothing. You can tell if you really have been watching my journey. You can tell a big difference. But that manifestation of God's victory is about to play out. I want to tell you, like, just watch. Just watch. And this definitely ain't no bragging or nothing, y'all. This is pretty much my faith. That's how much faith I have in God. Because I know who I am. And I know whose I am. And as long as I continue to remember that, like, I have faith in the Lord that he's about to let that manifest in my life. He is about to do the doggone thing for me and my family. He see everything. He see everything. He got you. He got your back. But it's all about that faith in him. Even when you don't have faith in him, he still show out for you. But imagine if you had the faith in him, how he would show out for you. So you remember that. Keep your faith in God, not man, because he's the one that's going to supply your every need. And remember that I am Tiffany Nicole. God bless.